September 9th here in southern Ontario, Canada. So this morning with my pot of tea, I was watching a video. A couple of guys had taken the new Ford F-150 EV, the electric pickup truck. They bought it brand new, brought it in the shop. And I'll just say it's a high-end shop. I can see in the background the vehicles, the layout of the place. These aren't some backyard hacker guys. And so to cut to the chase, in the front, what Tesla calls a frunk, the trunk in the front where the motor would be in a conventional pickup truck, there's this big cavernous area. So they open that up and, it's a good amount of space. Put my little half of my car in the front of that frunk. They're like, well, let's see what's under this tub, this big plastic enclosure. There's a couple of ports there. Apparently you can power your house by the truck, like for an hour or something, I suppose, but whatever. They pull that, plastic bin out of there. And their reaction was the same as mine. It was like, oh, look at this. Wires running everywhere, coolant lines running everywhere, and you can see the front wheels. They're exposed in under the nice tidy little plastic bin of a frunk. The wheels are open to all of this. I'm thinking, well, here in Canada in the winter, you know what's going to accumulate up in there? Caustic, corrosive, nasty stuff. And they get looking around. The guy filming it, and I guess it's his video, his channel, he's not a mechanic. The other guy is. And I would say a pretty darn good mechanic. He's like, oh, well, this is an inverter, and this is that, and this is a coolant line. And he's going, all these coolant lines, he's going, I can't believe they leave all this open. The guy filming it, he's going, what's this going to look like in 20 years in here? And the mechanic guy's going, 20 years? 5? And so they get poking around, looking at things a little more, and the mechanic guy's going, well, don't touch that, and don't be poking in there. Oh, man, I'm glad I'm retiring soon. I don't want any part of this business. And he's going, these coolant lines. The batteries have to be cooled in these EVs. When that cooling system fails for whatever reason, well, you've seen them all burn and how well they burn. Lithium loves to burn. And I'm thinking the same way as what this mechanic guy's saying. The breakdown of coolant lines and the clamps that hold them and stuff tend to corrode and whatnot. Any mechanic will tell you in any conventional vehicle's lifespan, the coolant system needs serviced at some point in time in some fashion or another. And the mechanic guy, and I'm thinking the same thing, I'm like, that is a recipe for disaster, especially given as it's open to, again, our Canadian winters. What's going to pile up in there? It's a pickup truck. If a guy takes it off-roading, even just a farmer using it as a conventional pickup truck as farmers do, again, this under frunk area is begging for issues. So then they put it up on the hoist, and more coolant lines running down to, you can't actually see the battery pack. It runs right from the front axles through to the rear axles of the truck. And again, you can see more of this plumbing and electrical nightmare, again, all open and exposed. And then the battery's protected by this massive series of steel shields. They're binking away at it going, oh, that's pretty thick. Yeah, well, you'd want it to be, wouldn't you? It's a pickup truck. You get that high centered on a rock, the farmer's driving across his field and gets it high centered on a rock or an old log or something. Yeah, you don't want that battery pierced. That'll burn. And I wish they'd have said how thick that plate was. I mean, it's got to be 3/16 of an inch. I would hope it's 1/4 of an inch. And the mechanic commented, he goes, well, no wonder the body's aluminum. They're trying to make up for this mass. I bet you those guards for the battery, the shields in underneath, I bet it weighs about what my little 2001 plastic Saturn weighs. It's just, and this thing's supposed to be green? As a mechanic, and the mechanic in this video didn't out and out say it, but he did in so many words, that truck is going to be in big trouble long before its batteries, with their 6 to 10 year lifespan, potentially. Before the batteries become problems, this thing is, and that's green? Oh, wow. But the politicians will tell you it is, and you got to have one.